Okay, so for my in-depth project, I wrote a book, and basically for this PowerPoint, I'm just going to be explaining some of the stuff I had to develop for my book to be successful. So firstly, I want to thank my wonderful mentor, Christine Boatman. She couldn't be here tonight, but she still deserves a lot of credit. Christine is a freelance writer herself, and also has a PhD in English literature. So it's safe to say she knows what she's doing, and she showed that, and she taught me a lot. Next, the plot is one of the most important parts to your story. Making a plot is a lot like building a house. Firstly, you need to start off with your basic plot, which is kind of like the blueprint of your house. Afterwards, you can start filling your story in or building the actual house. Once your plot or house is finished, you can start adding the details, which is kind of like adding the furniture. Afterwards, your plot is complete, right? Basically, there's always something to change. You know, there's always like some part that could be better. It's like your couch that like gets dusty and all smelly, so you trade it in for a new one. That's kind of the same thing for your plot. You know, you want to change something and make it better. Yeah, there's always that part that needs to be changed. So next, I tackled the setting, and once the plot was done, the setting was pretty much created though. However, you still want to spend quality time on the setting because you want to be able to paint a picture in the reader's mind. But overall, the setting didn't cause me too much trouble. So another crucial part of the novel is the characters. Making your characters is a lot like a plot. You want to start off with the general info and then add the details. After you add like the main details, you have to add the little tiny details that you probably won't even use in your book. Like what side of the bed do you go out of in the morning? Just like little stuff like that just makes your character like so much easier to write about. And the last component of my book that I worked on was the point of view. And like the setting, this was really quick and easy. But I usually write in first person, so I did something different this time and wrote in third person omniscient. And it was a different experience to basically be able to read everyone's mind, but I really enjoyed it. One challenge I faced was something known as writer's block. For those that don't know, this is basically when a writer has trouble coming up with new material. Luckily, I didn't have many writer's blocks that lasted a long time. Another thing I had trouble with was the plot development. Part of it was writer's block, but another part was not knowing when to stop and when I should be happy with my plot. Which brings me to my last challenge, which was being content with my novel. I never really considered anything perfect in my novel, whether it was my characters or the plot itself. Therefore, one of the things I learned was that it's okay to not have a perfect plot. To not have anything perfect because maybe it's perfect in someone else's eyes. And basically, all in all, it was a really fun experience, and I would really recommend this project for any young, aspiring writers, or even for people that don't even consider themselves good writers. Thank you.